This is a first chapter on grammar. This is English grammar, and we are here to discuss this topic. Now, this is one of the very important parts of speech. Parts of speech, that means a sentence has a lot of parts, right? And every sentence has one noun, then we have verb. So every sentence is made of subject, then verb, and after that we the object. That makes the complete sentence. So before framing a complete sentence, we should know its parts, and its parts are noun, verb, adjective, adverb, all those. These are called parts of speech. So today, firstly, we will start with noun and its type. Although this is it's an easy topic, but at the same time, sometimes it can be tricky because we have singular and plural verb, noun, and all those. So let's start. What's a noun? If we have to simply say noun, it is said to be naming words because we always use noun for naming either people or city or anything or any place. So a noun is a word that names a person, place, thing, idea or quality. So noun मतलब यही होता है कि it always names someone. Now this is called proper noun. So this is one of the types of noun. Types of noun में बहुत type के noun होते हैं. Okay. So the first category is proper noun, and by the name itself we understand proper means when you know someone by their name or some place by the name. For example, you are calling your friend, you're calling someone, hi Rahul, hi Ria. So these names that you are calling to, these are properly known to you and hence they will come under proper nouns. So proper nouns are specific names and always start with a capital letter. So we have been taught this from our very childhood that we always write capital letters, right? Capital letters while naming, while writing names, whether Delhi, Guwahati, Assam, Ria, Raj, jo bhi hai. So whenever we name anything, it is always in capital letters. So these are the examples. The second type of noun is common noun. So once we know about the proper noun, so just like India. India, what is India? India is a country. So when we do not properly name, but we tell the general name or the in a generalized version, country. So I didn't mention any name here. So which country you don't know, that would come under common noun. So boy, school, animal, तो इन सब का नाम हमने अभी तक बोला ही नहीं है. Which boy? I do not know. I did not name the boy. अगर मैंने राम बोला होता तो then this would have become the proper noun. But I'm not telling boy, girl, school, institute. I do not know which one. So this will be under common noun. So these are the general names of anything, any person, anything, any place. The third category is collective noun. From the name itself, we understand collective noun means whenever it's a collection of anything, whether people, whether things, whether animals. Even सबसे common जो है bouquet. Bouquet is what? It's a collection of flowers which we often see. बहुत अच्छे लगते हैं हमको, right? So flowers का जो collection है, that is called bouquet, and this would come under collective noun. Such other terms are team, bunch, class. Class जैसे कि class of students. एक class में बहुत सारे students रहते हैं. So these are this totally together taken as one class, and वो word जो class है that would come under collective noun. A herd of cows. तो ये HERD herd वाला word जो हमने use किया है यहाँ पे, this is one of the collective noun. Team, what is team? Team of players हो सकता है, team of any contestants हो सकते हैं. So these are some of the examples of collective nouns. Number fourth category under noun is abstract noun. Abstract noun refers to ideas or qualities that can't be seen or touched. In general, these are such words which we exactly cannot see it, but we can feel it. We cannot touch it, we cannot hear it. So हमारा five senses से हम उसको नहीं जान सकते हैं, but we understand it. We know the feeling of it और ये emotional based है. For example, truth, happiness, courage. ये सब words जब हम सुनते हैं, then what do we understand? We cannot exactly see truth, but we understand what is truth. We know the feeling कि yes, this is true or this is not. तो ये जो feeling है, emotion based है, these are categorized under the fourth category of noun, that is called abstract noun. So अभी तक हमने पढ़ा proper noun जो है एकदम proper names, distinct names when you call on to someone properly by their names. Common nouns उन्हीं लोगों को जब हम नाम से नहीं पुकारते हैं, when we do not call anyone, anything by its name, just generalize रखते हैं, then common हो जाते हैं common noun. Collective noun वो सारा होता है, it's like a group, वो सारे words होते हैं, these are the group which help us to understand. This is the collection of anything, whether it can be people, it can be animals, it can be birds, things, flowers, सब कुछ. Abstract noun वो सारा noun होता है which we generally cannot see, touch, hear, but we can feel it. Okay. Number fifth category is material noun. Material nouns are names of materials or substances. So these are very easy. ये नाम से ही हमको पता चल जाता है. We get the idea by the name itself. Gold, water, cotton, ये सारा example होता है material noun. Number 6 and number 7, countable and uncountable noun. So by the name again, we understand what is countable noun. These are the things that we can count in real. For example, pen, apple, chair, students, number of boys, number of girls. So we can exactly count कितने हैं. But uncountable nouns होते हैं वो सारा nouns जिसको हम exactly एक एक करके नहीं count कर सकते. Milk, sugar, knowledge. Yes, we can of course measure milk कितना liter है. शुगर कितना ग्राम किलोग्राम है, बट हम वन क्यूब शुगर के ऊपर नहीं काउंट कर सकते. सो दिस विल बी टेकन इनटू अनकाउंटेबल. ओके, सो मिल्क और एनीथिंग दैट इज इन लिक्विड स्टेट कैन बी टेकन अंडर अनकाउंटेबल नाउन. ऑल्सो नॉलेज, इंफॉर्मेशन, ये सब भी आ जाता है अनकाउंटेबल नाउन के अंदर. ओके, सो दिस वी कैन नॉट एग्जैक्टली काउंट. Nouns can be, so after knowing all these types of categories, we now come to this one, singular and plural. Nouns can be singular or plural. We have been studying from our very childhood what is singular and plural. Singular means one in number and plural means more than one. So what do we know about singularity or plurality? The name, for example, common name, common noun, boy, if there is one boy, and if there is more than one, then we say boys. Girl, we say girls. Student, students. ये सब हम करते आए हैं. And along with this, we also use the verb. Verb जैसे कि is होगा कि are होगा, have होगा कि has होगा, singular कौन सा है, plural कौन सा है. तो ये सब हम पढ़ते आए हैं. But now, since we are learning noun, we understand that singular and plural में थोड़ा यहाँ पे twist यही होगा, जैसे कि ये सब easy है. Book, books होता है. Child, children होते हैं, right? But remember, whenever we're talking about collective noun, countable noun and uncountable noun. Uncountable noun, since we cannot exactly count how much, so we generally term this and use this as singular. So for example, milk is, sugar is. How much sugar? There is little sugar in this bottle, in this jar. There is much knowledge. तो हम क्या करते हैं, इसमें हमेशा singular verb use करते हैं. Okay, the milk has been used up. ऐसा करके हम use करते हैं. So जब भी is, was, has या फिर all this singular verb use करेंगे तो it's always about the countable noun. We use it's always about the uncountable noun. But countable noun, since we know how many, अगर एक पेन है तो definitely we use singular verb. If there are many pens, more than 1, 2, 3, 4 जितना भी है, we will use accordingly plural verb. But for uncountable noun, we generally use singular verb. Okay. These are some of the notes. Proper nouns are never used with articles like a or n. What does this mean? Proper nouns means those nouns which we know by name properly. For example, Guwahati is a city. So in this sentence, Guwahati is proper noun, right? So we don't use a or n. For example, this will be incorrect if I say a Guwahati is a city or the Guwahati is a city. No, we will never use a or n or the articles before a proper noun. We never use it. Okay, or suppose name, Ram is coming. Okay, we don't say a Ram or the Ram is coming, right? So we will never use articles before proper noun. This is a must rule. Next, uncountable and material nouns don't take a or n before them. So uncountable noun जैसे कि अभी बताया, sugar for example, we simply say sugar. We don't say a sugar because when you use a, it would sound only one cube of sugar. That would sound weird, right? So we will not use a before uncountable noun as well as material. Material noun कौन से थे? All those material. For example, diamond. Diamond is a material. Diamond charms everyone. Okay, so this is one beautiful sentence. We will not use a diamond charms everyone or the diamond charms. No. Do not write any kind of articles before uncountable and material nouns. Next, some nouns look plural but are treated as singular. कौन से हैं ऐसे words? बहुत सारे हैं. News, politics, mathematics. because these are written as हमको like we have this mind that अगर last में s होता है तो plural ही होगा, but no, even the news जितना भी क्यों ना हो, we will write always singular verb. The news is interesting. So it's always news is or news, the news was shocking. The news has shocked me. So it's always singular, even though it sounds like plural, but ये हमेशा singular ही होगा. Politics, mathematics, economics, physics, ये सब name of the subjects है. So in general, ये हम हमेशा singular verb के साथ use करते हैं. So we will try to use singular verb like is, was, has, and other verb forms. Okay, but sometimes we also can use this plural. This is in a very different way when you don't exactly mean the name of the subject. Okay, statistics, for example, statistics is a name of a subject. So I can say statistics is an interesting subject. I'm using is because this is the name of a subject. But statistics sometimes also mean some data that you have gathered or some news channel has gathered and shown to us. That means different information or data that we have collected. Okay, then we make the statistics, right? So then if we're not talking about the subject statistics, but we mean some different information or data, then we can use plural form. But let's just focus now on the basic rule that news, politics, mathematics, these are some of the nouns that look like plural, but we will use singular verb and treat as singular. Now, these are some of the examples of collective noun that we have already discussed. Why is it important from exam point of view? Let's just see. We have to know what is collective noun that we have come across that it is a collection of either things or people or animal, anything. But for example, look, the team is winning. The team are arguing. These are some kind of singular plural usage depending on the context. We will come to this, but look at some of the collective nouns. A team of players, a jury of judges, class of students, crowd of spectators. So from the exam point of view, how is it important? We understand a class of students होगा, a crowd of spectators होता है. So if we find a error spotting question where it is given, a class of players have arrived for the sports event, then this would be wrong, and we will understand that this is not class of students, but this should have been team of players, right? So if it is wrongly given a class of players, that is wrong, but we know a team of players is the correct answer. So if we know the collective noun and how to use this collective noun with what, that could help us spotting error in the question. Another one, a crowd of spectators, a gang of thieves, a staff of employees, a corps of singers. ये सारा है panel of experts. So these are some of the collective nouns, and these are some of the collective nouns for animals. A flock of birds, the sheep or sheep भी हो सकता है, the pride of lion. So if it's something like this, we know it's always a pride of lion. But अगर यहाँ पे ऐसा कुछ है, pack of lions, ऐसा करके अगर दिया है, something like this, then suppose was seen in the forest. If we get to see something like this type of question in your question paper, then we understand it can never be a pack of lion. It can be either a pack of wolves or a pride of lion. So this how some of the questions appear in the exam paper, question paper, and you need to spot the error and mark it. There will be a sentence given, there will be some parts divided into. If your sentence is correct, then we have to choose the last option, that is no error or no correction required, something like this would be given. Otherwise, you will find your error in any one of these parts and you mark it and you know the answer now. Okay, so that is it. Similarly, we have a swarm of bees, a colony of ants, a litter of puppies. So these we have to understand how to use these type of words. The bouquet of flowers ही बोलेंगे हम, right? We won't use the word bouquet with something else. Some say like for animals, ये सब तो नहीं होगा. So we have to use it the way it is. A school of fish. Fish. If we're talking about fish, let's just also understand fish has both singular and plural meaning. Okay, so like we can say there is one fish in the aquarium. We can also say there are many fish in the aquarium, and we can also say there are many fishes in the aquarium. So how does this differentiate? Let's just see. We know fish is singular. We also know fishes. This word exists, which is plural, but we also have fish, the same spelling and pronunciation also same for fish. So इसका ये अगर singular है, plural version ये दोनों ही हो सकता है. Now how to identify? If we know there are different species, right? Species of fish. अगर same species हुआ, if it is of the same species, no matter जितना भी है, we will use fish, even though it's plural in number. And if it is of different species, then for the plural thing, we'll use fishes. Okay. Otherwise, in singular, we use fish. This is how we have to identify fish, fishes, and fish again. So these two can be plural also. Fish can be plural as well as singular, depending upon which species it belongs to. Next, let's just see. थोड़ा टाइम पहले ये देखा था, ये क्या है? The team is winning. The team are arguing. What does this mean? Generally, what did I say? Collective noun in general takes singular verb. Singular verb. Okay. So, जैसे कि ये वाला, a jury of judges. You understand what is jury? Jury means the panel of judges. We see in our television also, कोई reality show होता है, and we see there are some judges which are which are seated in a panel, right? 5 or 4 judges. So this whole panel is called the jury of judges. So this is the collective noun for the word. Okay. So jury हम बोलते हैं collective noun के लिए, judges के लिए. So if I have to write a sentence, we can write, suppose the jury is amazing. It is a small sentence, short and simple sentence. So यहाँ पे क्या क्या है? This is a collective noun and we are using singular verb. We generally use singular verb. So overall जितने भी judges हैं, all of them are amazing. So we are using this word jury to tell this whole panel of judges है, जो भी है, they are amazing. So the jury is amazing. हम singular verb ही use करेंगे because we have used this collective noun. Otherwise, I could have used the judges are amazing or the 5 judges are amazing. But since I'm not using the 5 judges, but instead I'm using jury, which could be understood कि judges के बारे में ही है, so we are using singular verb. Okay. Now, how can we write are? See, the jury इसके साथ are कैसे हो सकता है? Are divided in their opinion. Now look at this sentence. Suppose we have 5 judges. Okay. Out of these 5 judges, there are 2 judges who have voted contestant A. Okay. And the remaining 3 judges have, suppose, voted contestant B. So there is a division going on, right? So 2 of them like contestant A and 3 of them like contestant B. So उनके बीच एक division हो चुका है. Yes, in their opinion. So whenever there is any kind of division or some kind of fight, suppose, or some kind of chaos going on within the team or jury, within the group, then we can use plural verb. And this will be written in the sentence. In the sentence, while you read the sentence, you will see something like this division or some kind of chaos going on. You will get a hint and then you understand whether you should use singular verb or plural verb. Then we use accordingly. So इस sentence पे हमने ऐसा कुछ भी hint हमको मिला नहीं था कि कुछ division हो रहा है. The jury is amazing. So that is why we have used singular verb. But in this sentence, we understand there is something wrong. The jury are divided in their opinion. So division हो रहा है. Hence, we are using plural verb and also using plural pronoun. If हम ऐसे भी लिख सकते हैं singular verb लगा के, the jury has taken its decision. So here also we don't get any clue of division going on. The jury together has, which is a singular verb, taken its decision. So then we can use singular verb when they act like one whole. Otherwise, if there is something wrong, then we'll use plural verb. इस sentence में क्या है? The team is winning मतलब overall the team is in a state जो अभी जीतने वाले is winning. Okay, but यहाँ पे the team are arguing, which is a negative word. Argument मतलब fight, मतलब क्या? Chaos. Again, division. कुछ ना कुछ negative हो रहा है, मतलब we get this clue. So yes, whenever they are fighting against each other within a team, then we can use are because ये plural verb है. This is how we use collective noun. But in general, we should remember collective nouns take singular verb. It only takes plural verb when we don't think it as a whole, one unit, but we divide it somehow. Okay, so that is it about collective noun. So let's just see some of the questions. If we find some of the questions like since mathematics ends with S, but we know that this shouldn't be plural, it should be singular. So there is one question. एक question यहाँ पे ऐसा था. Let's see. Darts is played by men as well as women. Then we have the no error part. Okay, so this is one of the sentences. ये question है. In this sentence, we have four parts: part one, part two, part three, and then no error part is part four. The question is something like this: darts is played by men as well as women. Whether this sentence should be is or should be. तो darts क्या है? It is the name of a sport. So of course ये सुनने में लग रहा है as if this is plural, but no. This sentence is correct. It should be no error. Right? Sometimes in some other papers I've seen यहाँ पे R लगा रहता है. If it is R, then it is wrong. Because अगर यहाँ पे darts नहीं होता, cricket होता तो cricket is also a name of one sport, right? Dart is also darts. इसका नाम ही ऐसा है darts. तो इसका नाम ही ऐसा है, but it is a name of one sport. It can be played by both men and women. So do remember, this is a correct sentence. Let's just see some more. Recently, I visited. This is part one. Suppose Switzerland and found the sceneries to be breathtaking. Breathtaking. This is one sort of a question, 3, and then no error part is part 4. So इस पे कौन सा error हो सकता है अगर ऐसा question मिलता है? Recently I visited Switzerland and found the sceneries to be breathtaking. This is the error. We never write sceneries. It should be always scenery. Sceneries जैसा कुछ word होता नहीं है. Okay? So even though you visit a number of places and you like so many different places, even though when you describe it to someone, you don't have to say, I found the sceneries very beautiful. No, you have to say, I found the scenery very beautiful, even though you have visited more than one places. But use singular. कुछ words का हमेशा singular ही use करते हैं. It's always scenery. ठीक उसी तरह कुछ words हमेशा plural ही use करते हैं. For example, spectacles. We don't say spectacle. It's always spectacles. We don't say trouser. We say trousers. We don't say Caesar, but it should be Caesars. Okay, so suppose you have one scissors. How will you describe it? Which one is correct? Just a minute. Scissors. Is होगा कि R होगा blunt. So I need to buy a new one. Okay. तो अभी कौन सा यूज करेंगे? Caesar तो नहीं होता है, Caesars ही होता है. It is always like this. इसका spelling and pronunciation is always plural, even though we mean one. Now, which one is correct? My scissors is or are. So remember to use plural verb with certain words like this. My spectacles are missing. Even though I have one, but I will not say is. Instead, I will say are. So these can be sometimes confusing. So this comes under singular and plural noun. Okay. The police. So as a word, the police. Whether I should write is or are coming. So do remember again, just like this one, यहाँ पे भी are होगा, not is. Okay, not is. The police is taken plural, the whole force, that means the police. If I have to make it singular, then use the policeman is coming. We have to use something like this then. Otherwise, the police, the rich, the poor, the strong, the weak, ये जो एक सेक्शन होता है सोसाइटी में या फिर जो फोर्सेस होते हैं, then we always use them as plural in sentences. Okay, the rich are, the weak are, ऐसे ही बोलेंगे हम. The police were, have, all the plural verb हम use करेंगे depending on this sentence. So that was almost all about noun. So these are the different types we should understand and the usage. So there can be questions like this, basically from the singular and plural, countable, uncountable noun. Uncountable noun, जैसे कि बोला था, can be knowledge, information, hair, for example. You generally make all this. We cannot exactly count one hair करके, so it is always uncountable. Okay, and we generally use singular verb. We don't say my hairs. It's always my hair. We don't say my hairs are black. No, we always say my hair is black. Okay, even though well, you don't have to count one by one, right? But it's always like hair hi hoga, and we use singular verb. My hair is black in color. Okay, we don't use words like has. We don't use informations. Yeah, another very important word is information or advice. ये भी एक बहुत ही कॉमन वर्ड है जो आता रहता है क्वेश्चन पेपर्स में भी. इट्स समथिंग लाइक दिस, लाइक इंफॉर्मेशन वाला वर्ड जो है या फिर एडवाइस वो भी हो सकता है. इंफॉर्मेशन, इसका प्लूरल क्या है? व्हाट इज द प्लूरल ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन? डू वी हैव टू यूज एस? इंफॉर्मेशंस? नो, वी विल नेवर यूज एस. इट इज ऑलवेज इंफॉर्मेशन. वी नेवर यूज एस at the end. Information ही लगेगा. So हमें कैसे पता चलेगा whether we got like we have received only one information or more than one? How do we understand अगर इसका कोई s नहीं लगता है plural बनाने के लिए? So we have to use like this. I have got all the information. So by reading this sentence, we understand यहाँ पे information plural है because of this word all. Obviously ये plural है तो at least एक information तो नहीं है, एक से ज्यादा ही है, and that is plural. Okay, but if it is singular, then we have to use I have got or received a piece of information. By using this word a piece of, it makes this word singular. पहले हमने all use किया था जो कि plural है and hence यहाँ पे plural हो जाता है सब कुछ, but अभी हमने a piece of use किया है and it makes information singular. So we understand which word do we use prior to these words give us a clue whether ये singular होगा कि plural. That is it about noun and its type. So now we will see another topic, very important topic, that is called pronoun. अभी तो हमने noun पढ़ लिया है कि इस तरह का क्वेश्चन आ सकता है. We have seen it. The next name is pronoun. Many people get confused by this name pronoun, जिसको confuse होते हैं proper noun की जगह. Okay, proper noun is a type of noun. Okay, it is one of the types जो like हम properly जानते हैं. जब हम किसी का नाम जानते हैं या किसी चीज का नाम जानते हैं, that is proper noun. But pronoun is nowhere related to this types. Pronoun कुछ अलग ही है. And what is it? Pronoun is a word used in place of a noun to avoid repetition. Okay, for example, look, Rita is kind. Rita helps everyone. So if we are saying Rita और भी कुछ अगर add करना है every time we are using Rita, it sounds a little weird. So instead of using her name every time, we will use words like this. She. Okay, Rita is kind. She helps everyone. ये जो word है she, this word is a pronoun. So pronoun एक ऐसा, like not एक, but these are such words which are used instead of noun. तो यहाँ पे Rita एक proper noun था उसके जगह पे we have used pronoun she instead of noun, and hence pronoun can be used in such ways. So why do we use it? To avoid repetitions, repeating nouns again and again, and also to make sentences shorter and clearer. But before proceeding to the types of noun, we should also understand certain simple things. जैसे कि first person, second person, third person क्या है? We have studied this earlier also. So first person are the words जो हम ये use करते हैं, खुद के लिए use करते हैं, like I. Okay, the singular will be I, and if it is plural, तो क्या होगा? हम. So if it is plural, we use we. Okay. Second person, these are the different types of pronoun. Second person में we are using word like this one, you. Now you एक बहुत interesting pronoun है क्योंकि you singular भी है, plural भी है. It depends मैं कैसे बोल रही, कौन सा sentence पे बोल रही. So that is why, like, if I just point someone, you, that means it is singular. But if I say the whole class, you have to do this, तब भी ये plural होगा. So if I'm pointing to someone particularly, then यही sentence, यही letter, मतलब word singular होता है. If I don't exactly point to someone, but the whole class, the whole unit, then it can be also taken as plural. तो ये दोनों तरफ से काम करता है. Okay. Next, third person. थर्ड पर्सन में सिंगुलर कैसे हो सकता है, क्या क्या हो सकता है? जैसे कि he, she, he, she, ये लड़का के लिए, लड़की के लिए, and then we have it. When do we use it? It is generally used for animals, for birds, and for non-living things. For example, I have a pen, it writes well. So I won't say he or she, we will say it. Okay. So my phone is old, it is becoming slow. तो it ही बोलेंगे हम. So whenever you are saying something about non-living things, you have to use words like it. Okay. And plural के लिए what do we have? They. They is a plural pronoun under third person. So this should be in your mind while you study pronoun. Okay. Apart from that, we should also understand what is subjective and objective pronoun. ये subjective and objective क्या है अभी? So when we form a sentence, we generally start with the subject, and then we have the verb. After that, we have the object. This whole thing with a full stop makes a complete sentence. Okay. For example, I am writing a book. This is a sentence, a complete sentence, because we have a subject, we have this verb, and we also have this object. That makes a complete sentence. Let's just say another. We are traveling to Delhi next week. Okay. So यहाँ पे subject की जगह पे what we have? We. This is the subject. Then we have the verb portion. Right. Now you see, why am I saying this? Because we understand to frame a sentence, we should have one subject, one verb, and object. Okay, fine. So subject जो है ना, वो sentence के starting में ही रहता है. Subject, subject, subject. Sentence के starting में. And थोड़ा time पहले we have studied I is first person singular pronoun. We is first person plural pronoun. So remember these, since we have used this one at the subject position, right? So this will be called subjective pronoun. I subjective pronoun है, we subjective pronoun है. उसी तरह और भी है, जैसे कि अगर he is traveling होता तो he subjective pronoun हो सकता है. So in how to differentiate between subjective and objective? Subjective में तभी subjective and objective pronoun. Subjective में words like I आता है, we, he, she, it, you. they. All these pronoun will come under subjective pronoun. फिर objective में क्या आएगा? Suppose give this book to me. Look at this sentence now. Give this book to me. In this sentence, जो object का position है, वहाँ पे what do we have? Me, which is another pronoun. So me आ जाएगा objective pronoun में. Okay, for first person. ठीक उसी तरह what do we have? We के लिए will have this word us. He के लिए give this book to him. She के लिए give this book to her. It. Okay, you and they के लिए होता है them. It and you फिर से neutral होते हैं. So इनका अलग version नहीं होता है. We have it and you. Same. Okay, we don't exactly say this as objective, but we'll see under certain examples how will you frame these sentences under objective version. But you have to remember me, us, him, her, them, all these words, okay, for objective pronoun and subjective. So now you get an idea how to frame this sentence के starting में जो रहता है these are subjective pronoun and the ending में जो रहता है वो सब objective pronoun होते हैं. So let's just see now जो पढ़ रहे थे हम यहाँ पे, yeah. So the first category, let's see the first category or types of pronoun. The first one is personal pronoun. Personal. तो यहाँ पे जो अभी हमने पढ़ा थोड़ा टाइम पहले, all these words will come under personal pronoun. So these refer to specific people or things. Examples are I, we, you, he, she, it, they. All these words that we have recently studied थोड़ा टाइम पहले. So we are going to school. So we is the personal pronoun. ये कुछ अलग नहीं है जो अभी पढ़ा हुआ है. That's it. Number two is possessive pronoun. Possessive, this word is very much used, but क्या है इसका meaning? Possessive मतलब possession जैसे. When you own something, जो suppose ये मेरा है, ये आपका है, उसका है, ये जो हम words use करते हैं, all this is mine, this is yours, this is your book, this is her bag. तो ये सब your, her जो use करते हैं, my, mine, all these words will come under possessive pronoun because they give an idea that you have something, you own something, you possess these things, okay? They show ownership or possession. Mine, yours, his, hers, ours, and theirs. ये सारा example होता है possessive pronouns. So example, this pen is mine. So when do we use mine and my if you have a confusion regarding this? So mine is used in the objective place. This pen is mine. Otherwise, you simply write this is my pen. So when you use my, you have to use उसके बाद another noun. Let me just write down this one so that you get clear. अगर sentence ऐसे लिखना है तो my वाला position objective position में रहेगा. Otherwise, you can just write this is my pen. So my के बाद we have to write this one common noun because we are not exactly naming that pen. So ये common noun है. Fine. So this is my pen. Similarly, एक और sentence, for example, the difference between our and ours. We know these two terms exist. Our भी रहता है जो हमारा है, मतलब हमारा. Ours भी रहता है हमारा. Then what is the basic difference? How do we differentiate these words like this? If you have to write our, I'll give you an example. For example, this. Our country is a diverse nation. Suppose. So this is one example. कोई भी एक example लेने से हो जाएगा. So we are using our and then we are writing our country. But if you have to write the same sentence by using ours, there will be slight change. वो क्या होगा change? हम लिखेंगे ours is a diverse nation. Meaning तो दोनों में ही समझ में आ रहा है. हम country के बारे में बोल रहे हैं जो कि बहुत diverse है. So we understand the meaning. Our country में when we use our, you have to add the noun that you are talking about. But if you're using ours, yours, hers, his, all those, then we need not write the noun and we can still get the idea कि ये sentence किसके बारे में है, what is it about or what actually it is talking about. We'll understand this, okay? So this is the basic difference between our and ours, yours and yours, all those. Next category is, okay, यहाँ पे एक note भी है. Don't confuse them with possessive adjectives like my, your, his. Okay, possessive adjectives are a different category. We will study this while studying the adjective part. Next, number 3 is reflexive pronoun. So reflexive pronoun वो सारे words होते हैं जिसपे हम self, self वाला word use करते हैं. Self, myself, yourself, himself. Okay, all these words. Now, the difference between yourself and yourselves. And क्या हम ourself लिख सकते हैं? No, never. We never write ourself. It is always ourselves. This is the correct version. We never write ourselves. It is wrong because it is plural word and hence we have to always use plural ourselves. But yourselves, ये वाला and ये वाला कब use करते हैं? Yourself and yourselves. Just few minutes ago I told you, whenever we say you, it can be both singular and plural. Singular when I actually point to you. You have to do it yourself. This one. But if I don't point to anyone, but the whole class, you have to do it yourselves. That means you all have to do it by yourselves. So by this usage, when you know that this sentence means singular or this sentence means plural, by reading the sentence you will get the idea. Then we use yourself or yourselves depending upon it. Okay. So these type of words using of self for singular and selves for plural come under reflexive pronoun category. Example है she made it herself, I hurt myself, we enjoyed ourselves. So ये सारा जो sentences या फिर usage है, we use this. Okay. Now number 4th category is emphatic pronoun, which is almost similar to the reflexive ones. यहाँ पे भी self ही है तो different क्या है? देखो, they look like reflexive pronouns but are used to emphasize. यहाँ पे भी self लगाया myself, herself, यहाँ पे भी myself था, herself था. So how will you differentiate कि कौन सा reflexive है, कौन सा emphatic है? It's very easy. Say, I myself cooked dinner. The principal herself called me. तो यहाँ पे क्या हुआ है? ये जो I के बाद myself लगाया है, that's because this word myself is emphasizing more on this pronoun I. मतलब कुछ ज्यादा ही pressure या power दे रहा है उसको दिखाने के मैंने खुद से बनाया है. So I myself, I could have used I cooked dinner myself. Last में भी add कर सकते थे and that is also correct. तो तब बनता है reflexive pronoun. But since I'm using it to emphasize on the pronoun I myself cooked, so that is why this name is emphatic. मतलब वो आया ही है emphasize word से. Emphasize मतलब to give more power or highlight to certain things. तो यहाँ पे I को ज़्यादा power दे रहा है, मतलब emphasize कर रहा है. So the principal herself, वो खुद से call किया था, called me. Understood? So when we use it anywhere, it's reflexive. But when we use this type of self words to emphasize on certain person या खुद के ऊपर या किसी और के ज्यादा emphasize कर रहे हैं, then it is emphatic pronoun. Not much of a difference, but यही है difference. ठीक है? Number 5th category is demonstrative pronoun. So demonstrative मतलब when you use words like this to demonstrate anything. This is my phone, those are my books, all those. So for example, this. I mean, THIS, this is singular. So if you were confused with these words, let's just quickly clarify this. THIS, this is used for singular things. This is my phone. And इसका plural जो है THESE, these, ये plural के लिए होता है. These are your books. Okay. Now, those कब use होता है? पहले हम singular देखते हैं, that कब use होता है? That भी singular होता है and those, it is used in plural terms. But remember, this is used when something is near to you. Just like I'm holding the phone, so I can say this is my phone. Okay, because I'm holding it, it is near to me. So position में ये near है. जैसे ही मैंने फोन रख दिया है कहीं पे and I go back and I say that is my phone because I've kept it. Now I'm not near to my phone. It is little far away from me. So ये far है लेकिन singular है अभी भी. So that is my phone. Similarly, come to the plural ones. So if I have some many like this, there are many pens. Okay, these are my pens जो मेरे पास है अभी. Okay, so this is again plural but near me. And those similarly that के जैसा those are your books. मतलब थोड़ा दूर पे है, far away from you, but in plural. Then we use those. So ये है basic usage of this, that, these, those. This comes under demonstrative pronoun. I hope that is clear to you. The next category is interrogative pronoun. Interrogative नाम से ही पता चलता है interrogation मतलब questions. So questions used to ask questions. Words like who, whom, whose, which, what. All these are WH words, questioning words. And whenever these are used, we understand it is about interrogation, मतलब asking question. ये भी हो सकते हैं interrogative pronoun. Number 7 is relative pronoun. Relative मतलब रिलेटिव्स हम हमारे घर में भी बोलते हैं रिलेटिव्स मतलब कुछ ना कुछ रिलेशंस सो लाइक यहाँ पे भी ये सारा वर्ड्स इवन दो दीज आर लाइक द इंटरोगेटिव वंस बट यहाँ पे क्वेश्चन था हु इज एट द डोर यहाँ पे कुछ अलग होगा द बॉय हु वन द रेस इज माय फ्रेंड ओके सो रिमेंबर यहाँ पे क्वेश्चन हम नहीं पूछ रहे वी आर नॉट आस्किंग अ क्वेश्चन बट वी आर रिलेटिंग दिस पार्ट टू द अदर पार्ट देखो वन द रेस इज माय फ्रेंड हु दिस बॉय ओके सो ये वाला रिलेशन बना रहा है इन दोनों sentence को like the boy and ये दोनों phrases में so it is giving a clue a relation sorry then this can be under relative pronoun fine similarly that वाला word जो होता है this also shows some kind of relation जैसे कि this is the book that I borrowed okay you cannot exactly connect to it but ये relation कर रहे हैं this is the book जो मैंने कल लाया था borrow किया था so that is using a relation इस sentence पे तो ये relative pronoun पे होता है so this how we use the relative pronoun another term for relative pronoun one very important thing to describe about relative pronoun so it's something like this it is also very common for noun as well as pronoun and it is very very important from the exam point of view just check this whenever a sentence starts with one of the whenever you have something like this always remember uske baad jo bhi noun hoga na this should be plural no matter what it is constant it should be always plural and then we use singular verb let's see one example this example is useful for both noun and pronoun mind you तो यहाँ पे एक example देखते हैं one of the students is absent okay this sentence का meaning है only one student is absent but even though it is one student but still I'll be using students okay one of the students is absent because our sentence started with one of the so we have to write plural noun and singular verb this is the frame okay तो ये हो गया हमारा noun की तरफ से एक एग्जाम्पल अभी pronoun में जो हमने पढ़ा है वो देखते हैं one of the एक अलग सा सेंटेंस लेते हैं one of the students who यहाँ पे has होगा कि have a doubt is here now look at this sentence one of the students यहाँ पे भी one of the से start किया so we have students that is plural then we have this one what is this अभी थोड़ा टाइम पहले हमने पढ़ा ये है relative pronoun this can be also interrogative pronoun but ये question नहीं पूछ रहा है so it is not asking anyone any question neither it is saying at the starting of a sentence who is that who is he ऐसा नहीं बोल रहा है so this is not interrogative but this is relative pronoun okay so now we are using relative pronoun here तो यहाँ पे has होगा कि have होगा that's the answer तो यहाँ पे answer होगा have to remember has is singular and have is plural अभी हमने कैसे plural verb use कर दिया इसके पहले तो हम singular verb use कर रहे थे so remember whenever you are using a relative pronoun then you have to agree this verb with the subject written before it इसका जो antecedent है मतलब उसका आगे जो भी लिखा है उसके जैसा same to same singular या plural होगा अभी who जो कि relative pronoun है उसका आगे since we are writing a plural noun this is a common noun plural in sense so we have to agree this verb with the plural noun otherwise अगर ये कुछ singular होता then हम has लगाते which is a singular verb so this like relative pronoun plays a very important role in this type of sentences जहाँ पे उसके आगे जो भी है singular है then we have to match the verb with singular if it's plural then we have to match the verb with plural that is the usage otherwise you simply use this frame so these are some of the examples and these are very important because ऐसा type का questions आते हैं just to confuse nothing else but once you know the rule you just apply it anywhere यही होगा कोई भी sentence हो यही होता है everywhere that is it okay So this is about relative pronoun. And the last, not last exactly, indefinite. Number 8 is indefinite pronoun. Indefinite, मतलब definite तो होता है. So when we do not exactly know, definitely मतलब क्या? When you know something distinctively, definitely. But indefinite means you do not know. So what's like someone? I don't know who. Anyone. I don't know who again. Everyone, no one, nobody, each, all, few, many, several, some, none. All these words are categorized under indefinite pronoun. Someone is at the gate. Okay. Next, many were absent today. Okay. Another example, one must keep his promise. ये एक क्वेश्चन मैंने देखा था. So indefinite pronoun में what happens if sentence like this comes? One must keep his promise. So let's just say यहाँ पे ऐसे mark कर दिया. Okay. And then no error. So this is part 1, this is part 2, this is part 3, and this is part 4. You have to spot the error if any. And if not, then no error. वैसे तो sentence सही लग रहा है, अच्छा ही लग रहा है. One must keep his promise. This is fair enough. But also to remember now, since exam point of view से देखना है हमको, it's like one is one of the indefinite pronouns. तो अभी जो हमने थोड़ा टाइम पहले पढ़ा है one, someone, none, ये सब indefinite pronoun होते हैं. So you don't know exactly who is that person, whether boy or girl, you don't even know. So जितना तक हो सके, as much as possible, try to keep it neutral. So we don't have to write his, better to use one's. One must keep one's promise. This would be a neutral and generalized sentence for indefinite pronoun. So हम ऐसे भी spot कर सकते हैं error. Okay, this is how some of the questions appear in the exam. Next, reciprocal pronoun. It's nothing much sort of a problem. Reciprocal pronoun में होता है basically यही दो, each other and one another. दोनों में difference क्या है? It is basically used to show a mutual relationship between two or more. For example, they love each other, we should help one another. So it's always recommended whenever you are talking about two people, then we use each other. Suppose दो ही लोग हैं, two people only, you should help each other. दो लोग, each other. We won't say one another now. But we should help one another. Suppose more than two है, lot of people suppose, या फिर three भी हो सकता है, more than two होना है बस, that's it. Then we don't use each other, we use one another. We all मतलब should help one another. So just to remember, क्योंकि दोनों थोड़ा सुनने में एक जैसा लगता है तो ये नहीं लगता ना, कोई error हो सकता है. So if we write something like this, the class helped each other, तो अलग लगेगा सुनने में. So you have to remember how to use. One another is used for plural more than two, and each other is used for two people only. Two people or siblings, या कोई भी two लोग, दो लोग, that's it. So these are the category, these are the type of pronoun, and you have to just go through the types of pronoun and their usage. The examples are given nicely, so you don't get confused. That is it about noun and pronoun. Thank you.